This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen Gipp, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news.
The Philippines has updated its rules for the Good Conduct Time Allowance law, making it possible for all prisoners, even those convicted of serious crimes, to qualify for reduced sentences. The goal is to address the severe overcrowding in the country's prisons and jails. However, the law does not apply to detainees still awaiting trial, and it raises questions about fairness and whether the system is truly helping those most affected by the overcrowding issue.
The Philippine prison system became dangerously overcrowded during the drug war, a government campaign launched in 2016 to tackle illegal drug trade and use, leading to a huge spike in jail populations. More than 2/3 of prisoners were drug defendants, leading to extreme congestion where 61 people were crammed into cells designed for just 10. Courts struggled to keep up with the flood of cases, often delaying trials due to lack of manpower and resources. To ease the crisis, plea bargaining for drug cases was introduced, but it had little impact as arrests continued. Public defenders were stretched thin, managing an overwhelming number of clients and cases. As of May 2024, jails remain heavily overcrowded, with 30 detainees still sharing cells meant for 10.
This is Manila City Jail in the capital of the Philippines. It's almost engulfed by the homes of ordinary people. Heavy steel doors close behind us as we step inside. Although we feel a sense of unease and insecurity knowing that this place is so overcrowded, the officials assure us that everything will go smoothly.
Based on our the standards of 4.7 square meters per inmate living space, if we compute the total dorm living area here, the ideal capacity is 1,100 inmates.
1,100, but you have more than that.
We have more than 5,600 inmates.
So it's how many percent?
5 times congested. And 500% is computed only at night time. That's when the time that they sleep and they're cramped or congested inside the dormitories there. But on daytime, as you can see, they're free to roam around here and you can even feel the congestion in the facility.
The Good Conduct Time Allowance law, which allows inmates to reduce their sentences through good behavior, has faced controversy and multiple revisions. In 2024, the Supreme Court ruled even those convicted of heinous crimes should qualify for good conduct time allowance benefits, but those merely charged with such crimes remain excluded. This creates an ironic situation where convicted individuals can earn sentence reductions, but pretrial detainees, presumed innocent, cannot. Advocates argue this is unfair, especially in the Philippines, where trials often take years, leaving many detainees stuck in jail without time allowances. With around 70% of inmates awaiting trial, experts believe changes to the law or its rules are needed to address these inequalities.
A prison that is not only drastically overcrowded, it is also overshadowed by a hopelessness that affects everyone, no matter where they stand in the hierarchy, regardless of whether they can move freely, play basketball, or do something else. It's all just a distraction from the waiting, from the constant hope and disappointment. Almost no one here has been convicted. Almost all are awaiting a verdict. Hearings do take place every month, and with them lingers the hope that one's own turn will come, one's own turn to be free. But waiting for a trial and a verdict can last years, sometimes decades, if it ever comes to trial. Those here the longest have been waiting for over 15 years. a psychological strain that not everyone can withstand.
According to the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, the implementing rules and regulations of the Good Conduct Time Allowance Law disqualifies 40% of pretrial detainees in the Philippines. This affects around 50,000 detainees who will no longer qualify for reduced jail time.
Under the new rules, authorities must inform detainees about their rights, which include preventative imprisonment credits. Good conduct time allowance credits are earned based on time served, 20 days per month for the first 2 years, increasing to 30 days per month after 10 years. The amendments also include credits for studying, teaching, and mentoring, as well as loyalty rewards and guidelines for the quick release of eligible detainees. Well, it's official. Microsoft is pulling the plug on Skype. Starting May 5th, 2025, the app that revolutionized online communication will be no more. If you've ever used Skype to chat with long-distance friends, connect with family overseas, or hop on a quick video call for work, this is the end of an era.
Skype first launched in 2003, which means it's been around for more than 2 decades. It was a game changer. Skype disrupted the landline industry by offering free voice and video calls over the internet when traditional phone calls, especially international ones, were expensive. People jumped on board fast. By 2005, Skype was so popular, eBay bought it for $2.6 billion. Then, in 2011, Microsoft swooped in and acquired it for a staggering $8.5 billion. They even made Skype the default chat app for Windows, replacing MSN Messenger. At its peak, Skype was the go-to platform for staying connected across the globe. According to a Microsoft report, Skype had about 300 million monthly users in 2016. By 2023, that number dropped to 36 million.
If you've used Skype, like me, you know that the program became almost a replacement word for the phrase video calling. So where is it now? And how did new software like Zoom, Facebook Messenger, and Google Meet steal the stage? Well, everything started when Microsoft bought the company in 2011 for $8 billion. See, Microsoft decided to use Skype's popularity to rebrand their other apps as different versions of Skype. Okay, but how did a little marketing start the downfall of such a huge program, you ask? They made a huge mistake. It's because Microsoft also decided to change the interface several times, which resulted in confusion with its users. And during all these confusing changes, other video calling programs were quietly starting to gain ground. And little by little, they stole market share. After all, why not use a new program that offers the same features for free and doesn't have confusing interfaces? Other programs like Zoom started adding such features and upping the quality of calls, putting them in direct competition with Skype. And eventually, Skype lost its grip on the video calling industry and is now only a remnant of its past legacy.
After all the headaches with Skype, it looks like Microsoft had its sights set on shutting it down for a while. Seeing the trend toward all-in-one communication platforms, they went ahead and launched Microsoft Teams in 2017. Unlike Skype, Teams wasn't just for chatting. It offered messaging, video calls, file sharing, and full-on business collaboration. It quickly became the preferred tool for companies and remote workers. When the pandemic hit, programs like Zoom, Google Meet, and Microsoft Teams exploded in popularity, while Skype quietly faded into the background.
If you're still using Skype, and let's be honest, some of us still do, you can keep using the platform through May 5th, including any credits you may have, but you will need to switch to another platform. Microsoft is hoping to keep Skype users by transitioning them to the free version of Microsoft Teams. For the next couple of months, you'll be able to log in to Microsoft Teams with your Skype credentials, and your contacts and chats should carry over. And if Microsoft Teams doesn't feel right, good news. It's now 2025, and there are plenty of other ways to connect with friends and loved ones.
The Americana Car Show is an exciting celebration of classic American cars in New Zealand, drawing enthusiasts from all over the world. UNN Field Messenger Elsaby takes us on a tour of the event.
Hi, this is Elsaby, Field Messenger for UNN, reporting from Inglewood, Taranaki, New Zealand. I'd like to bring you a celebration of classical cars which happens in Taranaki every year in February. It's called Americana, which appears to have started officially in 2007 and has now grown steadily over the years. The cars and the patrons drive through and visit many towns in and around Taranaki. The whole event lasts 7 days. This year they began registration on the Tuesday the 18th of February at the TSB Stadium, which hosts all the participants for the week they are here. Then they cruise around on arranged tours throughout Taranaki on Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays, as well as a night cruise on a Friday. Then on the Saturday, the whole of the main street in the centre of town is given over to the Americana. Lots of entertainment for all of the family. There are many car enthusiasts in New Zealand, and I suspect the link with American vehicles happened in the boom of the 1970s, as many Americans worked here then in the oil game. The film you are watching was taken in Inglewood when they stopped over in Inglewood on the Thursday. They were in Inglewood from 4:30 to 8:30 in the evening, and we had a grand old day. I bring to you these beautiful cars and lovely eye candy for those enthusiasts who love the classic car. Enjoy. This is Elsaby signing off for UNN Field Messengers. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Leanne.
And I'm Jerry.
Coming to you from Tamworth, New South Wales.
Hi there, this is Rick from Arizona.
My name is Uchechukwu Ogbeneba from Igbo tribe, Nigeria.
Hi, this is Scott from Utah.
I'm Annette from Agassiz, British Columbia.
Hi, I'm Marcus Surzet from Manipur State, India.
Real people reporting real stories from all around the world. That's what United Network News is all about.
Can you clap?
We had a huge flood, which some call the flood of the century.
No fake news here. Our field messengers share personal experiences of what's really happening in their community.
We got some nice fish right here.
At UNN, you are the news.
My family and I had a very good time.
Take the next step. Become a UNN field messenger and share the real news with the world.
In the Northwest Province of South Africa, I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News, and if it's going to be, it's up to me.
It's going to be, it's up to me. If it is going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to us. Field Messages, United Network News. See you next time.
Step into a world of possibilities with New Earth, a groundbreaking series that shines light on holistic ways to live, work, and thrive. Join us weekly to discover new innovative ideas and explore the world around us as we, together, create our future, our New Earth.
India is really feeling the heat, literally. In recent years, heat waves have become more frequent and intense, disrupting lives, damaging crops, and pushing temperatures to extreme levels. As the country faces rising heat yet again, the effects on food, health, and daily life are getting harder to ignore.
In the past 2 years, India has faced frequent heat waves and heavy rains, disrupting food supply chains and driving up prices. Economic survey reports show India saw heat waves on 18% of days in 2022 to 2024. Up from just 5% in 2020 to 2021. Extreme weather in 2024 damaged more crop area than the previous 2 years, according to data from the Center for Science and Environment. In the first 9 months of 2024, extreme weather events occurred on 93% of days, killing 3,238 people and damaging 3.2 million hectares of crops.
And while summer is around the corner, and India's weather office is already issuing heat alerts for the country. The weather office reported that the month of February in 2025 was the hottest that India has ever experienced during the month since 1901. India's overall temperature in February was over 15 degrees Celsius against a normal of 13.82 degrees Celsius. India's meteorological department says it was the warmest ever February in 124 years for regions along the central and south peninsular India. The weather office noted early heatwave patterns in coastal Karnataka and northern Kerala, where maximum temperatures remained 4 to 8 degrees Celsius above normal. India's southern state of Kerala recorded a maximum temperature of over 40 degrees Celsius, while Mumbai touched 38 degrees Celsius. The Met Department has cautioned there will be little respite from the heat going forward. The weather office says both the maximum and minimum temperatures over most parts of the country will remain above normal for the next 3 months.
India's rising temperatures and shifting consumer habits are increasing the demand for air conditioners, and there are some concerns about potential compressor shortages due to non-renewed licenses by the Bureau of Indian Standards for some foreign vendors. However, according to media reports, certain Chinese companies still have valid licenses through 2025 and 2026. From April 2024 to February 2025, compressor imports to India jumped by 40%. That should help avoid major supply issues this season. Companies that stocked up on compressors early are likely to do better, as relying on domestic compressors could hurt profit margins. As heat waves push people to cooling appliances more, simple cost-effective solutions like painting cool roofs white can help keep indoor spaces cooler and improve public health.
For the residents of this informal settlement in India's Gujarat, tackling extreme heat could be as simple as a lick of paint. White paint, to be exact, containing highly reflective pigments such as titanium dioxide. Over the past 2 months, hundreds of roofs have been given a new coat in a bid to keep people cool as the hottest time of the year approaches. With climate change making India's summers more extreme, residents here in Ahmedabad have suffered temperatures over 115 degrees Fahrenheit in recent years. The painting initiative is part of a global scientific trial to study how indoor heat impacts people's health and economic outcomes in developing countries, and how the cool roofs might help.
They are very highly reflective, and they also emit and radiate the heat away.
Epidemiologist Aditi Bunker is leading the project.
Half of the community are assigned a cool roof, and half are not. And then we want to track a whole range of outcomes, including health and indoor environment outcomes. And we want to know what the effect of reducing the indoor temperature is on these outcomes.
India's heat waves are especially tough on low-income families who don't have access to air conditioning or even clean water. In cities like New Delhi, the heat feels even worse because of all the concrete and lack of green spaces. The summer of 2024 was brutal, with weeks of 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures and barely any relief at night. For outdoor workers, it was exhausting. On top of that, air pollution makes things even more dangerous. Vehicle emissions pushed ozone levels past safe limits on 102 days, adding to India's already high rate of respiratory illnesses.
Infrared hot yoga is a modern practice that blends traditional yoga with infrared heat technology. It helps improve flexibility, boost circulation, and detoxify the body. UNN Field Messenger Kim explores the benefits of this yoga.
Hi there, this is Kim Hayes, Field Messenger Report for UNN. We're in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and today we're going to take a tour of the state-of-the-art infrared hot yoga studio and learn about the healing benefits.
Hi, my name is Andrea Parks. I am here at Tula Yoga in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I started this business about 10 years ago with just regular temperature yoga, and we just added the hot yoga, and we decided to make it infrared heating panels. Therefore, it's a lot more clean and it makes you feel a lot better. Technically, this is radiant heat. The infrared is radiant heat, but the old style is like the forced heat that goes through the ductwork. And so the difference is these heating panels, first of all, are very much more efficient and targeted. So the heat doesn't escape. It really just stays in the room. And it is more efficient and better for the environment. From a physical standpoint, the infrared heat penetrates about inch and a half, apparently, into the muscles. It's really great with pain relief. I've heard people talking about how they like to sit in infrared saunas for pain relief. Well, this is like a giant infrared sauna, but you're moving around in it. Or you could do gentle yoga too, or even meditation in here. But pain relief is a big one because it directly penetrates the tissue, the muscles, and the joints, and it's used therapeutically for healing and regeneration.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Kim Hayes signing out. Thank you.
From fire and ice crystals to huge geodes and hand-carved figurines, the 2025 Tucson Gem Show has a little something for everyone to enjoy. UNN Field Messenger Wayne explores the show.
Hello everyone, this is Field Messenger Wayne from Tucson. Today I wanted to share a little tiny bit of the 2025 Tucson Gem Show.
Hello, my name is Phil from Field Gems, and I want to explain something about the fire and ice crystal. So usually we find those crystals in nature and we polish them to make like this. But to build the fire and ice, we pick these guys, put in hot water, and then we put in the cold water, and then they crack from inside.
How long do you put them in the hot water?
Just for a few minutes, not too long.
5 minutes?
Less.
Oh.
Could be less.
Okay.
So it's just the time that they can be heated completely and inside as well. And after that, we put immediately in cold water with ice, so it cracks from inside. So that way we can make a lot of rainbows. You see, and it's still very.
Should we put it in the sun and get some rainbow?
Yeah,
there we go.
See that?
Yeah.
So this is a natural one, and this is the fire and ice made by humans. So it's pretty beautiful.
I like this. Those look like clamshells to me, but they're not. They're gems. And that over there almost looks like a butterfly. That geode. And this rose quartz right here is just stunning. And a reverse teardrop. That is a really big geode. And these ones are about 5 feet tall over here. These geodes. Very, very interesting. Different color. And then I come over here to see what these guys had, and these prism shaped ones that they cut out of different gems. These they almost made like wash basin openings to like put to wash your hands. I don't even know what this blue rock is, but it's pretty. Nice looking jade panther. More geodes. Another teardrop shaped I don't even know what kind of stone that is right there. So all these different trays, these vendors, have these bags that are pre-weighed, and they sell the gems by the kilo. And a lot of them are just pebbles in a stream that they just polish, but they're really good for costume jewelry. I talked to the lady here, and all of these stones came from Africa. I'm not even sure why they made them into egg shape, but you know, they're, I guess, decorative. Shiva Lingam is a stone from the Nama River Mare Prash. Oh, India. This stuff came from India, not Africa. I like how they carved all these roses. Now, all of this stuff is hand carved. I asked the gentleman about these different figurines and stuff. It's all stone and it's all hand carved and hand painted. Some of these are quite intricate. Like that one right there. I don't get people's fetish with the skulls, but a lot of people were selling them this year. There's various stones that are all sorted by color and weight. All of this green stuff came from Africa. Now these rust-colored ones came from Madagascar. There is a wooden carved Buddha over here. We got to get there. This one I ran into the display with all the wooden figurines. Look at some eagles and lion's face. This is only a small portion. There are literally 5 miles worth of buildings that are occupied by people from all over the world that brought their wares to the 2025 Tucson Gem Show. Thanks for watching.
At UNN, you are the news. Get involved by joining our weekly field messenger meetings. Visit unitednetwork.earth to learn more. Remember, if it's going to be, it's up to me.